Mr. Greg Woods this morning. Good morning, Cityside. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas around the corner. So we're going to start things off with some of those seasonal favorites. And this is a medley that I created all about that white stuff because we want it for the day and then we're done. Right? It's true. But we're still going to intend it today just to have a little bit of it. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten, oh, and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write, and may your days be merry and bright, and may all of your Christmases be white. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but that fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I bought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, baby, let it snow. And when we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Now the fire is slowly dying. Oh, my dear, we are still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In a lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is a bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a little song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down. Oh, when it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose is a chillin', we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland. Wonderland. All right. 1, 2, 3, 2. You know this one. You are welcome to sing along. Going to a little bit more sacred. I love the tradition of Christmas caroling. I do it every year, unfortunately. The last 2 years with all the happenings, I haven't been able to walk the streets with my friends and carol, so hopefully that will happen again soon. But we are gathered here today to share in song and sing a little joy to the world. And joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let men their hearts employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the earth with truth and with grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Woo! Hi, good morning. Thank you so much. Love that music. Love our music team. Good morning. I'm John Adams. I'm a community member and a practitioner, and I'm going to be your guide this morning as we move through our service. Have you noticed anything different? It's a pop quiz. We're either doing something special today or we're about to play Dungeons and Dragons. But I am so glad you're here. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we've got planned for you in a minute. But I want to welcome you. Thank you for being with us today and for joining us in person. And we are continuing to meet in person. We are open, so please feel free to come down. If for any reason that changes, I know people are keeping an eye on the number of cases and whatever's going on. We're going to follow the city guidance on this, and you can always check our website for updates. To follow along, you can follow along on our Sunday bulletin. In the room, there are QR codes that you can scan to find the bulletin, and online, Keith is sharing that. We invite everybody to spread the word about Cityside. We enjoy having this experience. We enjoy each other. We're building a beautiful community, and we want to make this community open and available to anybody who is seeking a safe place to explore their spirituality. We honor all paths and provide this supportive space for all. Judy Reniger-Meza is holding vigil today, which is a meditative state that she's holding where she creates a spiritual kind of container for us to have a very deep and freeing experience. Our December theme is Awakening to the Light Within. Today we have a special holiday service. You are the light of the world. It is a beautiful message about the metaphysical meaning of particularly Christmas. You know, I was participating in a webinar hosted by Centers for Spiritual Living, the organization that we're affiliated with, and they presented this webinar about all the celebrations that are happening around the world in all the different kinds of cultures and communities. And it's amazing the number of ways in which this time of year is celebrated. And so we're taking a deep dive into the metaphysical celebration today. So I'm glad you're here with us. I want to offer you an opportunity to say hello to each other. So in our community greeting today, just invite you to share, how do you celebrate this time of year? What is your tradition or celebration practice? So say hello to somebody perhaps you don't know. So good to see everybody and saying hello. The room has got a nice crowd today. And I know that you're making your way back to your seats as we continue our celebration service this morning. It's one of those situations in our community that once we get talking, we can never stop. So coming back to our seats, coming back to center. And I'm going to share with you our vision and mission, and we've tweaked this a little bit to really be even more reflective of our intention. So our mission is, and vision is, we envision a diverse and empowered community that is practicing unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe and inclusive spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual consciousness, and express our authentic nature. Just kind of breathing that in. So I have a couple of quick announcements at the top here. We have a few things happening. Next week we have, on the 26th, we have the Burning Bowl service. So that's, join us as we contemplate together what you want to leave behind as we leave behind 2021 and enter into the new year, and share our Burning Bowl ritual, which will support you in releasing the energy of the old and embracing the energy of the new. We have a few upcoming classes. The Power of Your Word will be happening in January. And this is also known as, I Want to Pray Like That. And it begins January 18th. If you want to learn more about affirmative prayer or take your prayer skills to a whole new level, this is the class for you. And on January 16th, after service at 12:30, there will be a special introduction to A Course in Miracles, which will be held via Zoom. This is a great way to explore how to use the Course in Miracles to support your spiritual practice in 2022. And if you don't know Course in Miracles, come to this session. It's very interesting text and material, and I think you'll really enjoy learning more about it. So we're going to move into our offering now. I know I'm just blowing your minds because this is not how we usually rock and roll. But we're going to do that now because we have our special holiday presentation that's going to immediately follow. So I want to invite you into the spirit of giving this year as we close out the year. This is a time of giving and receiving. And I want you to consider, if you are having that person in your life or people in your life and you don't know what to get them for Christmas and you want to get them something, you can always make a gift to Cityside in their honor. And I'm sure that they would be most gratified to know that they're supporting your spiritual practice and this spiritual community. So something to consider. So please, if you want to, the easiest way to give is text to give. The text to give number is here and on the screen. We have several other ways you can give. Certainly visit us online. And as you know, we've been collecting pledge forms for 2022, and we have quite a few. Quite a lot of our community has already made their commitment for 2022. If you have not yet, you can still do that by visiting our website. I invite you to do that. We would love to know your intentions in supporting our community. So I would love for you to join me in our giving affirmation. You can divine in this giving affirmation, we just affirm our prosperity and affirm that our gifts that are given are absolutely received with love and intention, and we know that as we give, we receive. So our giving affirmation: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
Still, the night Sleep, 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 sweet Jesus, softly sleep, while Mary sings and gently holds you safely in her arms and folds you. Sleep, 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 sweet Jesus, softly sleep. So I just invite you to close your eyes and enter this stillness as I speak a blessing on this service. I'm so grateful in this moment just to recognize the presence and power of Spirit, the presence and power of love, which is the divine truth. And I know that I am one with this love, just as I know that each of the people hearing my words are one with this light and love of Spirit, that it lives, moves, and has its being in each of us. And so I bless this service, just knowing that it is deep, it is inspiring, that all who offer their gifts are blessed. I bless our musicians. I bless each of the people who are serving a role in this story. And I bless Keith and Dom as they make all our technology work. And I bless each person hearing these words, just knowing that we are one in this love and light that we celebrate today. And with so much gratitude, I simply say, and so it is. Amen. Joy, 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 glad tidings of great joy, for through God's holy incarnation, Christ is born for our salvation. Joy, 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 glad tidings of great joy. The story of the birth of Jesus is a familiar one. The angel Gabriel appeared to the Virgin Mary, who was betrothed to Joseph, and said, "Behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and his name shall be called Jesus." Mary asked, "How can this be, since I have no husband?" And the angel said to her, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the child will be called Holy Son of God." Mary replied, "Lo, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be according to your word." As we consider this story, remember that we are not considering the story literally. We are considering it for its deeper metaphysical meaning. When we consider the birth of Jesus, it represents the birth of the Christ consciousness, awakening the light in each one of us. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So as you hear the characters in this story, I invite you to consider what message each has to offer you to awaken the light in you. What is your great yet to be? What are you to give birth to that is a great and holy gift to this world? What preparation needs to be made for your light to come forth? As we begin the story, we are in Bethlehem,
We join Mary and Joseph, and they have arrived and found that there is no room at the inn. The inn in us, our mind, represents how we fill our minds, our thoughts, with unimportant things, which leaves no room for spiritual and understanding to enter. We are fearful of letting go fully to that spark of the divine, because if we do, our life will change and the light will be born fully in us.
The manger, human consciousness. I am the safe place for the birth of the baby, the birth of the light itself. This manger inside of the shelter of the stable, I am the heart. This is a safe place to be vulnerable, to let go of all your concerns. This is a place of peace and calm and safety where we can connect with Mother Earth, the stable. The manger, our human consciousness and experience, when allowed to slow down in a quiet place, finds peace. It creates the opening for the birth of new awareness, safe, peaceful, centered in the heart, centered in the heart. Hesitation, procrastination, doubt. So many excuses or reasons for me to not start something new. For many years, I took myself out of the game before even trying to attempt something new. It was either I don't have enough education for that experience, for that position, I'm not attractive enough for that person, or I'm not smart enough to go back to school now. Well, guess what? Education level is not the only measure of intelligence. There's more than physical attraction, and we are never too old to learn. It took me many years to realize that there is a light and wisdom within me, already that can accomplish anything, and once I stepped out on that faith, the possibilities and support available opened to me more than what I ever could have expected. All I had to do was take that first step. I can't even begin to explain to you how people and resources showed up for me right at the right time that helped me achieve my goals. It truly starts with a spark, then you acting on that spark, an idea. Be inquisitive, be curious. I got that job position that I always wanted. I am with the partner that makes me happy, and I graduated summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree. There is a space and a place within each one of us where that light is never diminished. Whatever it is you are wanting to do, don't wait. Try it. Your good will come from so many unexpected sources that you couldn't even imagine.
I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a babe inside, and I wondered what I've done. Holy Father, you have come and chosen me now to carry your son. I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by the load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I walk this path alone? Be with me now. Be with me now. Breath of heaven, hold me together. Be forever near me. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, lighten my darkness. Pour over me your holiness, for you only. Breath of heaven.
Mary, trust and faith. I am the divine feminine, the earth plane, Mother Earth. I was brought up to have faith, to be faithful. The angel Gabriel, the divine messenger, told me I would bear a child who would be the Holy Son of God. Yet I find my faith is being tested. How can this be? Joseph and I had to travel to Bethlehem to be counted in the census. When we arrived, there was no place to stay. I am tired, my body hurts, and my child is about to be born. It's hard to see that there is a divine plan here. Why is this happening this way? This is not how this should be happening. They say this child would be special, born into a higher level of consciousness, but we are surrounded by animals and dirt. This is no way for my special child to be born. And yet, I have always been faithful to God, trusting that things would work out, and they always have. I have always been guided through intuition, the voice of the divine within. If this is my role, I surrender to it. I allow it to be exactly as it is, and I trust this child was born into these circumstances for a reason. It's part of the divine plan. Faith and trust, faith and trust, faith and trust. Have you ever struggled to see the divine plan unfolding within your experience? I know I have. Just 3 years ago, I reached a very distinct point in my life where I realized that I had only one feasible option forward on my journey. And it required that I step completely out of the familiar and into the unknown. It seemed that every aspect of my life began spinning in a new direction and nothing felt familiar. It was disorienting, uncomfortable, and at times it was terrifying. But never, not once, did I feel like I was making the wrong decisions. I had an inner knowing that the discord of this direction was uncomfortable, not because it was wrong, but because it was the first time that I was finally, really getting it right. It was at that time that I began to realize the incredible strength, sufficiency, and wisdom within me and the work that had become my spiritual, personal practice. It was my learning the process of building trust and the practice of faith in myself and the spirit within that allowed me to enter new territory, transcending my self-imposed upper limits with confidence, knowing in my deepest of selves that I was allowing something much greater in my experience to emerge. So what is nudging you in your life right now? What is that thing that feels out of reach, but when you let your imagination go just a little bit, it excites you? Remembering that spirit can only do for you what it can do through you. Will you join me? Taking even one baby step into a new, unfamiliar space within your experience. Stepping into this new territory with the faith and trust that you are supported.
The shepherds, source and protection. I am the shepherd in the field, watching over and protecting my sheep. The innocent, trusting power of divine life, expressing in the world of form. I am the shepherd, the presence of spirit, patiently gathering thoughts and bringing them together so that the creative power you are here to express can become the only energy in which you live your life. That spirit is the source of understanding and all help. I am the first witness of the divine birth, the birth of the Christ consciousness, watching over and protecting, making sure that all is well. All is well. Whenever I'm feeling futzed up, and that's my grandmother's word, things seem to be unpleasant, frustrating, and or just uncomfortable, one of my daily practices is to bring myself back to my divine center and to breathe for a few minutes, calming the chaos. It's why I wear this gold bracelet. Put it on 5 years ago, it hasn't been off. I look at that and I remind myself to become awake and aware of the energy that is always flowing through our lives. Trusting the Spirit is the source of all. Being conscious of the good that is always present, always. The energetic source that I call God and the angels. It affirms, I am safe, whole, and well. The right information, the right resources, the right support, the right guidance that is needed will be presented to me in every interaction and in every task that is asked of me. The source is always present, always watching, protecting, and creating in our lives.
The star, inner guidance. I am your inner guidance. I am the star that leads you to the place where the baby, the Christ consciousness, the higher consciousness is being born. I am the sign in the sky which is leading you to the greater yet to be, to the light in you, to your full awareness of your divine nature. I am that in you which is always speaking to you, always leading you to where you were meant to be. I am always speaking to you, always whispering in your ear. I am hope itself, potential dreams calling to you. I am your inner guidance, your inner guidance. Over this past year, I have seen particular places in my life where I thought I had really trusted my inner guidance. Well, it turned out to be I trusted it about 83% worth. That 17% lack of trust meant I had to go back and finish the work that was undone in me. And this seems to be a repeat lesson for me. That is, knowing what to do, but not quite being ready to do it all the way. Today, as each of us makes ready a place to be born more of ourselves, I hope you will join me in trusting 100% that inner guidance that we all have. It always comes in that subtle yet distinct way. It is richly layered in the many ways we feel. Will I commit to what my heart feels? Will I recognize the clarity that sweeps through and calms my scrambled mind? Will I allow myself to believe that I'm not hot just because of the temperature, but because I am having an inner knowing? And what about you? Will you see the star, and will you follow it all the way?
The wise men, seekers of wisdom and light. I am all the wisdom accumulated in life, the knowledge, talents, insights, skills. I represent all knowledge, whether conscious or unconscious, through lifetimes of experience. I come to witness the birth of spiritual awareness. I bring gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold is the riches of spirit. Frankincense is the beauty of spirit, and myrrh the eternity of spirit. These gifts bring a greater awareness of the one source, a greater realization of truth, and a new perception of eternity. Source, truth, eternity. Ernest Holmes says the Spirit can give us only what we can take. It imparts of itself only as we partake of its nature, from Science of Mind. So the question becomes, how do we partake of its nature? We seek it. In seeking wisdom, the activity of seeking shifts the energy. We are shifted. We are changed. We are no longer staying in the same place. We are on our way to someplace new, to becoming someone new. It isn't, and it has never been about the goal, about getting the wisdom we seek. It is, and it always has been, the willingness and the seeking itself, where we partake of the Spirit and revel in its unconditional giving.
Children see him lily white, the baby Jesus born this night. Some children see him lily white, with dresses soft and fair. Some children see him bronzed and brown, the Lord of heaven to earth come down. Some children see him bronzed and brown, with dark and heavy hair. Some children see him almond-eyed, this Savior who we kneel beside. Some children see him almond-eyed, with skin of yellow hue. Some children see him dark as they. Sweet Mary's Son, to whom we pray. Some children see him dark as they, and oh, they love him so. The children in each different place will see the baby Jesus' face, like theirs, but bright with heavenly grace and filled with holy light. Oh, lay aside each earthly thing, and with thy heart as offering, come worship now the infant King. 'Tis love that's born tonight.
The baby Jesus, the light.
Where is the Christ?
The baby Jesus represents the point at which I realize and experience spiritual awareness.
It has always been there, but now it is born into my conscious knowing, my perceptive faculties. Now I recognize it is born in me.
And this birth, metaphysically speaking, comes through a virgin, a pure channel untouched by the world.
The Christ consciousness, the light, is born in you as you recognize your spiritual nature.
You are the light of the world.
As you move through life, you may experience this more deeply at times, but always the light is in you.
You are the light of the world.
We look outside, but the light is in us.
But if that light's under a bushel,
Me,
it's lost something kind of crucial.
You.
You got to stay bright to be the light of the world.
We are the light of the world.
You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. But if that light's under a bushel, it's lost something kind of crucial. You got to stay bright to be the light of the world. You are the light of the world. Said you are the light of the world. But if that light's under a bushel, it's not something kind of crucial. You've got to stay bright to be the light of the world. To be the light of the You've got to stay bright to be the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And at this time, John.
I'm getting it together. So happy holidays. Okay.
I just have to say, I think we need to put our hands together for all the participants. Eric Todd, producing. Yes, yes, beautiful.
Yeah. And thank you, E.T., for putting this all together and making it work like clockwork. It's really amazing. Again, if you are joining us for the first time, we want to thank you for being here. You can subscribe to our newsletter by following the link in the bulletin or visiting our website. A special thanks to all the Sunday team for making today possible. Eric, Todd, Keith, Dom, Greg, Jeffrey, Jason, Connie, Don, Amy, Paige, Reverend Linda, and Reverend Amy. Yes, it takes a village to make everything happen. Join us next week for our Burning Bowl. And finally, if you would like prayer following the service, I think I will be back there, and perhaps I can talk Connie into offering prayer. We're here for you if you would like prayer tonight. And otherwise, have a beautiful Sunday, and we'll see you next week.
Everyone sing along. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Cityside. Merry Christmas.